Hey guys, I'm GamerTakes44.
And I'm Halogen here for the Review Squadron. Today we'll be reviewing Triforce Heroes. Triforce Heroes is a new Legend of Zelda game for the 3DS and the new 3DS XL. This game is one of the first multiplayer Zelda games in a while, and it proves to be one of the best multiplayer Zelda games yet. How good is it really, though? Let's find out.
The game has a pretty silly story. There's no Link, Zelda, or Hyrule, but instead Princess Styla of Hytopia, a land based off looking stylish. This is pretty dumb, but the story doesn't matter, unlike the game Twilight Princess. There are times when the story is brought up, however it's mostly just for laughs and used to set up the main gameplay. The good thing about this story, though, is that you move into the game faster, unlike A Link Between Worlds, when it took forever to get started on your main quest.
The gameplay in this game is fantastic. It runs on a similar engine to A Link Between Worlds, but expands on it to allow for multiplayer gameplay. The puzzles and enemies are fun, and while they can be difficult, they never feel impossible. There's always a trick to them. I really like this aspect to the game, as it keeps things fresh and it keeps them simple. That's another thing I like about this game. They keep things fresh and simple. They split it into levels, where you have to complete a puzzle or defeat enemies to access the Triforce at the end. It's pretty cool, and while I do like the overarching quests in games like Majora's Mask and A Link Between Worlds, I think this is a good idea, and it's one of the smartest things Nintendo has added to their games for a while.
Single player is actually really fun in the game because you need 3 players to complete levels. You have to use Dopplers. There's statues of your character are in characters that their character colors don't move. You have to either switch between them by playing as one to activate certain areas of the puzzle, or you have to carry them, which can be tiring. The carrying aspect of the game is really fun, though, as throwing the Dopplers of the Triforce Heroes up to reach higher places is really fun, but can get tedious, especially in the harder levels.
As for the new multiplayer, it's pretty good, but it could be better. Starting with local multiplayer, you can't have less or more than 3 players to play this game. This is a problem because we don't exactly know too many people with a 3DS, so it's pretty hard to play locally, because this could have been fixed if they just had a third Doppler. And then, I understand the difficulty, considering in some levels it's mandatory to switch between Dopplers, but I think they could make it work a little better than they could now. They could easily add, another Link Doppler if necessary, although it's not Link in this game. There's also online play, but this isn't the best either, as there's no communication apart from the silly emoticon system. This is actually pretty useful, but it can be annoying, as you can't send messages directly to a single member of your team. This makes communicating puzzles really irritating. It is one of the most irritating things in the whole Zelda franchise in my mind, up there with the cycle in Majora's Mask, the water temple, and the puzzles in Twilight Princess. Another thing this game could have done better is the online use of the totem system. The system is actually kind of meh online, as when you're on top you can't get down unless the person carrying you throws you. This could result in trolling, frustration, and because of a lack of communication, harder puzzles. The final problem I have with the multiplayer is the shared heart system. There are no half hearts, and if one of your party members screws up and loses a heart, your whole team loses a heart. This is especially noticeable when there aren't that many hearts around. Unlike A Link Between Worlds, hearts are uncommon and can only be found when smashing the occasional pot.
Overall, Triforce Heroes is an excellent Legend of Zelda game. It has its flaws, like a goofy story, lack of communication in multiplayer, a broken health system, and a lack of 2-player local play. It still manages to be one of the best 3DS titles right now. The core gameplay is near perfection, and the presentation is just as good, if not better than A Link Between Worlds. I think this game is a definite pickup, and, as my opinion, one of the best games Nintendo has released this year. Overall, we'd give this game a 7.9 out of 10.
Thank you for watching, and stay tuned and subscribe for more content from the Review Squadron.